Hey, what's up, folks? Jayborino here, continuing my brutal walkthrough of Legacy of the Void. We're heading into Forbidden Weapon on Glacius, where we get sentries. Let me show you my setup here real quick. I did revert back to Dragoons. Stick with Annihilators. I actually think they're quite invaluable this mission. If you have 2 of them, you can kill a carrier, or just about kill a carrier, I believe. Dragoons, I do like that they're just a little beefier, so I'm going to stick with them. Dark Templar with Shadow Fury, also very, very good. I wouldn't say that any of these are absolutely crucial, but I think that this setup does make this a little easier. I find this mission to be quite challenging. If you beat it, odds are the Tal'Darim beam is near right on top of the vault. Alrighty, so I'm going to stick with Solar Lance. It's truly invaluable, helps you push into fortified positions very, very fast. I'm going to also stick with Orbital Assimilator, reason being that way I don't have to put extra probes on gas too early, and gas is quite a commodity on this mission. It doesn't seem like it early on, but it will be later. I feel like Orbital Assimilator and Chrono Surge function the same on missions like this. On these rush real fast missions, Chrono Surge you'd probably use to get probes out quickly for more minerals, as opposed to Orbital Assimilator. The thing is, Orbital Assimilator you can use right away. Chrono Surge uses energy. I'm going to be using all my energy specifically for Solar Lance. So let's just get going with what we've got. Alrighty, bridge. And get this started. So again, I find this mission to be semi-challenging. You just want to do a nice little mix of Dragoons, Annihilators, Dark Templar. You probably want to leave some Dark Templar at home to defend yourself, or you can rely on Solar Lance. But you want to make sure that you have enough energy for Solar Lance to use offensively. There's a few places where it's pretty much crucial to have some sort of ability from the spear to help you push through.
Hierarch, the Tal'Darim are unleashing their mothership's phase displacement beam against Glacius's orbital defenses.
I am First Descendant Alarak, and I've been charged with destroying this facility. You seek the technology vault, but you are too late. It will be annihilated along with the rest of this pathetic world. Use your time to withdraw from the system, or remain here and watch your forces burn to ash. I care little which you choose.
He is not entirely correct. If we begin now, our forces could outpace the displacement beam.
Then we are going in.
Alrighty. Good old Alarak. Everybody likes Alarak. I think he is just kind of considered an all-around fan-favorite character. He's just universally liked, similar to Abathur.
The displacement beam is advancing. We must reach the vault before it is destroyed.
I have returned.
Alrighty. And then just keep building probes. Just a similar start. And you don't have to get really close to the beam or follow right behind the beam. As long as you're there at the end, ready to finish the mission, that's all that really matters. So you can let the beam get pretty far ahead of you as long as you're prepared to smash through the map to catch up with it near the very end. I do like staying kind of close to it, but you want it to be at least ahead of you because it does destroy Tal'Darim forces for you.
I am detecting a Tal'Darim force amassing outside of our nexus point. We must prepare for assault.
Okay.
Wait, these sentries were left behind. Let me activate them. They are quite effective at restoring shields to nearby warriors.
How effective? Alright, oh, and I also put all of my extra auxiliary power into supply, I should point out. Reason being, on these missions, you want to be building units as fast as possible. It really does pay off, I think, to have units as early as possible. Let's just move him away. Alright, look at those sentries contributing a lot. Excuse me.
There. Our gateways are now calibrated to warp them in as well.
So you might be tempted to run down here and engage. You don't have to. You really don't have to. Reason being that the beam will kill this stuff, I believe, for you right away, or at least kill some of it. So, again, don't worry about the beam too early. Just let it kind of do its thing, and then it'll kill some stuff for you so that you don't have to later. Okay, so the next thing I want is a Dark Shrine. Dark Templar are going to be pretty good in attacking and also, I think most importantly, defending. Later, they do bring Oracles, which always detect. Oracles, I think, may have a passive detection ability in Legacy of the Void in the campaign. Possibly for enemies. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think they do. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down another gateway because well, let's get another pylon and then we'll get another gateway down here. And then we need a robo facility. So we've got our Dark Shrine coming, 3 gateways. I'd love to get a 4th or, excuse me, even a 5th. And then our robo facility. Make sure when you attack, use Guardian Shield, and then once all your sentries inevitably die, or if you get a bunch of Annihilators, you're probably just going to focus on using that Shadow Cannon. Shadow Cannon, very, very good. So now we can get some Dark Templar, just 1 or 2. You don't have to worry too much about the Tall Dream attacks. I think most of the time you're going to be pretty close to just cutting them off. They're going to just run into you, and it's going to be hilarious. Like in this case, this was their next attack. We stopped them because they were coming towards our base. We caught them out. My Dark Templar tore them up. They don't have any detection. Our Zealots go down, but other than that, we're in good shape. Get some extra money. You can't get through here, but it eventually becomes a shortcut later. Okay, get some more Dark Templar, open this up. Let's go ahead and get, not enough gas, actually. This is what I was talking about. You do need gas. Gas becomes quite a hot commodity. We'll get double gateways and start making more and more Zealots, I suppose. We push in here. Warp Prism powering this, but that's okay. We're just going to kill it right away. There we go. Okay. And if we had those Immortals, they can kill Warp Prisms very, very easily. Okay, so I'm going to push into this area. I'm going to... Well, I'm not... Okay, that was... I was tempted to use Solar Lance. You don't have to. They have no detection. Alright, so let's keep making probes. Get some more pylons. Now we can make our Robo Facility. You need to have at least 1 or 2 Annihilators, I'd say. It's kind of a necessity. Meanwhile, we'll just keep making Zealots. Not enough minerals. Okay, we do have Solar Lance. I still haven't used it. Use Guardian Shield as we move up here.
Scientists were storing raw Solarite here as well. If possible, we should obtain it.
I just got rid of this right away so I didn't lose anything. And then we'll keep moving in this direction.
Solarite gathered.
Okay, and if you take a look, again, they don't have any detection here. So there's 3 groups of Solarite. It does help to know where it is. Let's go ahead and take a probe up here, throw down a pylon, and my Robo Facility still is not done yet. We really need that. In fact, I'm going to get another gateway so that we can reinforce quickly. We can get 1 or 2 cannons. Hopefully they pay for themselves, but I'm not really counting on it. We'll get some more Dark Templar in the meantime. And I would love to get that Annihilator, at least 1 Annihilator as soon as possible. Being able to warp in the Annihilators would be helpful, but not incredibly necessary. Okay, there we go. Here comes our first one. We do have Solar Lance up. You want to be moving with Solar Lance pretty much every time it's up. So this next area is kind of a large base. Well, okay, not this. It's down here. It's kind of a large base.
More sentries. I will activate them now.
Okay, sentries are active. This next area, you think you might need a huge amount of stuff, and you would. But if you run in with Spear of Adun as well, you'll be in real good shape. So do this. That's going to kill pretty much everything except maybe this 1 cannon. That helps us push in. There goes the beam. No problem. All right, Annihilator coming on up. Go ahead and warp in more. We've got another pylon up here. We need some extra Dragoons for sure. There we go. Okay, here comes their next attack, I believe. Again, we're cutting off their attacks before they get to our base. The later ones will get to me, but in this case, we're in just fine shape. Kind of want to wait for...
Our forces are near the displacement beam. We must remain alert and stay out of its range.
I kind of want to wait for, what am I thinking? Oh, Solar Lance until we go to the next area. Let's get another Annihilator. So now this area is open. We destroyed the pylon that was powering it from the other side, so now we can build units back at home. And we are out of money. So the Tal'Darim send attacks from down here as well. We can kill it, but for now... Well, the beam is right there, and it's going to kill some of those units up there. So what I can do is swing down here. There's a small Tal'Darim base. We can kill it. And what I'm going to do is just use Solar Lance as well. Why not? Get rid of that carrier. Alright, 2 beams almost kills it. Get in there and murder this thing. There we go. And you get some extra money for this as well. So I say why not? Pick these up. And this will stop attacks from coming at me too frequently as well. Okay, so the beam has a nice lead on us. But again, as we build up our army, hopefully we can not worry about it too much. Okay, and it's pylons at this point. Pylons. We might as well get some more upgrades. We can change our chrono. And as long as we're kind of cutting off where the enemy attacks us, then we, again, are in pretty good shape. Solar Lance not quite up yet. We want to make sure we have that for later. Oh, High Templar. Oh, get in there. All right, it's dead. Oh, that sucked. That was real bad. All right, there's a Tal'Darim base over there that you don't want to really deal with, so I'm not going to. And meanwhile... more Dark Templar, another Annihilator, more Zealots, and we'll continue. We've got Solar Lance up. As you can see, the beam is killing this area, so why not just let it blaze through this area. It will do a ton of damage so that we don't have to worry about it. Here's their next attack, cutting them off with Dark Templar, a huge help before they have oracles out. I could swing in here and kill this base. I would recommend not bothering, honestly. Okay. So really, not having a deploy pylon is kind of annoying, but again, I'm saving my energy. I want to make sure I can use Solar Lance pretty much every time that it's up. So here's a situation, a good situation.
Get them away from the beam.
Okay, we're fine from the... Okay, we're not fine from the beam. We almost took some damage from it. But we should be okay. Now we're closer to our original pylon. We've pushed through here. The next... I believe the next group of... Solarite is right up in this area. We're making good time. I think the key, though, is making sure that if they were to attack in our base, we can defend ourselves, which right now we really can't. Let's get some more Annihilators.
Another Solarite sample obtained.
Okay, but that's okay. I'm going to make some Dark Templar at home. I might make some more cannons as well, because I've got some extra money, but not gas. So why not just go ahead and throw down some cannons just around. It will delay in case we get attacked, and we're going to leave these Dark Templar here. So you may say, oh, that's wasteful, but I disagree. I don't think it is at all. So, meanwhile, I was going to say, I'm not even going to try to, like, justify it. I'm just saying I disagree. Okay, we can swing down here, get some more sentries. We have Solar Lance.
Bringing nearby sentries online.
Cool, we have more now. And we can just blaze our way through this. There is a Colossus here. We can use Shadow Cannon on this. Nuke it down. Again, this is why I think they're very good in this, because in this case, I don't want to use Solar Lance. We probably want to use it at the next part. So use it again. There we go. Now it's gone. I probably want to use Solar Lance moving into the next area, so that way I don't have to wait for the cooldown. So we can just slowly nuke this area down, get rid of it, get rid of this pylon that's powering all their crap. Let's get more of those Annihilators, make sure that we have the...
You must construct additional pylons.
Releasing sentries from stasis.
Okay. I forget what I was saying. Oh, make sure that the cooldown for it is up, and it should be. Okay, we have more sentries now. Let's go ahead and pick up this. So moving up this ramp is quite annoying because there's warp prisms. So you want to use Shadow Cannon on those like right away. So Guardian Shields. Oh wait, there's this area too. This is a good lance.
Detecting movement from the Tal'Darim fleet. Multiple transport signatures inbound on the facility.
Warp prisms. Clever. Alarak is activating the facility's old defenses, using them against us.
Right. So this is what I'm talking about. Like these things can get real annoying. So just focus them down with Shadow Cannon. I also just killed the High Templar with it as well, but not before losing a little bit. But you can lose a lot of your army at this section. I guarantee that if you're feeling good about this mission, there's a really good chance you're going to lose everything moving up that one ramp.
The raw Solarite samples are still in superb condition. You should see them.
That's okay, Carrix. You can show me later. Kind of busy trying to win this. Dark Templar there, saving my life. All right, but we have the important part is we have all of the Solarite, and we have Solar Lance up, and we have a nice lead on the beam. So what I'm going to do is, oh god, the beam is messing up my view here. Again, that Shadow Cannon is really good. It's really, really, really good. We're kind of hemorrhaging units here, but for the most part, we should be okay. We can get a bunch of Zealots. In fact, I'm going to send everything up. It's just the pylons at this point. There's going to be another hard defended area here. This is a really good area. Actually, no, we don't have to. We just use 3 Shadow Cannons on that thing. I want to save my Solar Lance for pushing through this door. So you have to destroy the pylons. It opens the door. And then I'm going to use a Solar Lance because I think there's like 3 Colossi in there or something crazy. You can also draw some of their defenses out. Like this. All right, everybody back up. I guess use Shadow Cannon on this because we drew them out, but I want to get in here.
Our forces are in mortal danger. Get them away from the beam.
Okay, and then there's some warp prisms back there. I can just barely see them, and we kill them, so now we don't have to worry about it. We're pushing through here. We're going to win. Again, the key to this mission is make sure that you're using Solar Lance in the right places. Make sure that you don't use it where you know you can get away with using Dark Templar. We have a nice lead on the beam. I don't know if we lost anything to the beam. We may have just walked something through it, but there's an achievement to not lose anything. On Brutal, I would say just focus more on winning. You do have to make some good plays in order to complete this mission.
Acquiring access.
Work quickly, Phase Smith. Focus the disruptor on their location. Let them burn.
I have its coordinates. Warping aboard the container now.
You are not as weak as you appear, Artanis. We shall meet again.
The Purifier weaponry is safely aboard the Spear of Adun. Wait, there is a prototype warrior here as well. I will have to examine it more closely.
Phoenix! So how many people played this mission and just assumed that Alarak was just another no-name baddie from the Tal'Darim that we would end up probably killing in some bizarre fashion later on? Or maybe not even killing him, he just shows up so that they can name some enemy in this specific map. Because I sure did, and I was proven wrong because he is such an awesome character later on. Anyway, we got all the Solarite again. The key, I think those Annihilator Immortals made this quite easy. Keep in mind, let me emphasize again, I find that the strategies I'm using can be easily applied to most average players. If you beat this mission using other strategies, feel free to share them. I'd love to hear them. And again, my goal is to kind of find the easier strats. So I'm not saying you have to use Annihilators, but I just demonstrated why using them can be quite helpful. Also, Solar Lance. You don't have to use Solar Lance, but it not only, I mean, the temporal field is good, but then you have to have units there to actually kill the stuff that's inside of the temporal field, as opposed to Solar Lance, which just straight up kills everything. I think being able to warp in Annihilators using the level 50 Solarite as opposed to the orbital assimilators, I think would be really, really helpful. So if that's what you go for instead of using Solar Lance, because you have to bump that down in order to get the warp in for both facilities and stargates, that's a good option too. All right, this has been Jayborino. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.